Okay, TD, close your eyes. Don't cheat. Stick out your right hand, your shooting hand. I'm going to put a combat pistol in it. Tell me which one it is. It will be between the SAR Arms SARST10 9mm or a Beretta 92. Which is which? Here's the first one right here. Okay, and don't reach up with your thumb. Just, you can reach to the trigger. Reach to the trigger, that's okay. Curl your finger around the trigger blade.
That's definitely Beretta then.
Okay, definitely Beretta. Man, I thought this would be harder. Okay, it's definitely a Beretta, he says. Okay, and I may use the same gun again, so I may psych you out. So what gun is this right here? Try that one.
That also feels like Beretta, actually.
Okay, and what's this one right here?
That bulge underneath the tread.
What's that one?
This would probably be the SARS. That still feels like the Beretta.
Open your eyes.
Because it's circular.
That's the Beretta.
Yeah.
That's the Beretta. Welcome to the tabletop review of the SAR Arms SARST10. We're doing the 9mm version, and yes, there is a point to this, and it's this. To me, and perhaps now you, TD, the SARST10, that is the name of the gun, reminds me, at least in the grip, not necessarily of a USP, actually nothing like the USP. It reminds me of this gun, the Beretta 92. Look at the grips. I just found that out by accident. I had this 92 sitting there, and I started holding it, and I was like, holy crap, they feel like the same gun. The weight is almost identical. This is 33.6 ounces. I think that's like 32 and some digits. You know, it's almost the same weight. Don't they feel similar? They
feel really similar. They have the very distinctive feel on the back is almost the same too.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people say this gun, the SARST10, is a poor man's Mark 23 by H&K. We're going to talk about that. That's kind of its own POU discussion. We'll have it briefly. But from here down, dude, it reminds me of that gun, which is a very good thing. I competed in the military with an M9, loved it. I always criticized its weight and its size for a 9mm. Everything else was gold. And here we are seeing, at least again in the grip, you know, being reborn again.
Yeah.
It seems like you honestly were being honest, right? You're saying you thought that was a Beretta M9 when you held this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
they both have very similar traction. It's weird how many of the beats are so similar.
Interesting, interesting. So here we go. TD is obviously here. We have a B26 or A26 on the table, 8th Air Force patch, Air Force coins, and this is a SOG Power Assist. That's a decent MT.
I like it.
Decent MT. Here's my modified program Wegner Squadron Pro. Not Squadron Pro, Squadron GMT. There you go. And I made the hands pure black against that white face, and I deleted the GMT hand, which I never use. Painted the second hand orange, and it is fantastic. Now it's wearing a not single piece, but a two-piece nylon NATO. And then my watch for today is a Glycine Combat Sub in 48 millimeters. Previously reviewed. Get it while you can. What are you wearing, dude? You still got the nose. The lady in red.
That's very cool.
Parnas Big Pilot watch. That's my modification. I put that nose art in there and painted the hands wolf gray.
It's quite cool.
Fun, fun, fun. Okay, SARST10. Okay, I'm going to talk about the features. We'll get to that. But we're going to talk about philosophy of use. And I want you to tell these guys and gals about the horniness as you say it on the H&K Mark 23. Go.
Yeah. It's a poor man's USP. Because from here up, to most people, except the most obsessive, they'd look at that and go, oh, it's an H&K. It's classic. People have seen it for years. For years and years. Kids who played PlayStation.
Tell them what a Mark 23 is, because some people are new. Well, no, there's some new gun owners here in TMP that just joined the channel a couple years ago. They have no idea what we're talking about.
It's the SEALs pistol.
And it came...
Which means it's the greatest pistol ever made, even though it's like 3 pounds.
That's sarcasm. So thick, you could cut it with this knife right here. The Benchmade Ascent, discontinued, sorry. Coated by TD, by the way. Yeah, we're being funny, but yeah, it was adopted by the special operations community a very long time ago. It's massive. It's huge.
The offensive handgun.
Yeah.
The primary armament that is a pistol and a big Knight's armament suppressor and an
suppressor, came in its cool carry case.
That were later miniaturized to normal pistol size. But the Mark 23 gained such a reputation for, I guess, reliability. And, you know, it had the halo effect of seal stuff. And
how about video games?
Yeah,
wasn't it featured?
Metal Gear
prominently.
Yeah.
So guys got all horny when they used their SOCOM pistol and did their special ops mission, you know, in a virtual world, right?
And the idea that you can get the same exact thing that's, from what I understand, when I went searching, the seals don't really touch them. They're
too damn big and heavy.
I can't carry this.
When I reviewed this gun, yes, we do have a USP here. I reviewed this in 2008 or 9. That's what I said. I was like, the Mark 23, no thank you.
Yeah.
But he's talking about, like, still to this day, a horniness for a Mark 23. Guys just want to own it.
Yeah.
They want to possess it.
Yeah.
Not because it's the lightest or smallest or any of the first cool attributes we'll talk about, but because
they just like it. They wanted it since they were a kid, and it has the halo effect of
the mystique of an H&K special ops.
And you're like, man, that would be cool.
Right.
It's that, you know, it's a little piece of coolness.
Awesome.
Oh, I used to watch that. Love that gun.
How expensive are they? They're like $800, right?
Yeah. Not to mention when you start getting into like special frame colors and stuff. So I see the best niche for this would be the guy who wants a USP, like the full size or something. He wants all that looks, but he doesn't really like it enough to pay the actual street price for something he's not going to shoot that much.
That sounds like, to me, all day long, a second cool argument, and I'm on board with that. So if you say, hey, you know what? There ain't no way I'm spending money on a Mark 23 or even a full-size USP, as you're saying. But I do like the looks. I like how it's kind of big and bulky.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a completely valid reason to own this value pistol, by the way.
It is very valuable.
Value pistol.
Yeah.
Go to Handgun Haven, who loaned us this gun. Thank you to Adam and company.
We wouldn't have found it if it weren't for them.
There's no way. Because I was scouring their shelves and like, what the freak is this? You know, and I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh, SARST10. It sells pretty good.
Yeah.
It's only this much money. It's super inexpensive. I was like, okay, let's review it.
Yeah.
So loaned it from Handgun Haven. Thanks to them. No money exchanges hands. They don't pay me. I don't pay them. If I ended up buying this, then I would buy it from them, and it'll cost me money, just like these guys. Okay, so H&K alternative. Shall we say that?
Yeah.
Substitute?
Yeah. Also, lower cost, maybe home defense pistol.
Okay, home defense, I think it could totally serve that. I like a full-size pistol for that.
As a nightstand gun.
Absolutely.
I could definitely see this being a good pick.
Weight is good in that application, so it's 34 ounces pretty much. That's heavy, by the way. Very heavy. Ding on you, SAR Arms for that. But for home defense, it makes sense. Yeah. The weight is good. Same thing I've said about a 1911. It settles the gun down, makes it easier to shoot. It's got a full, normal Picatinny rail, unlike Mr. USP here.
Which is part of the mystique, you know? I really just love that they had the boldness and the bravery to not go with standard pick rail.
That's what the H&K aficionados sometimes say.
I love having to buy specialized adapters.
Right. A philosophy of use. Home defense, I think that's a really accurate one. How about without any block?
You could almost come up with a term. I'm going to coin a term here. I'm going to call it the offensive handgun weapon system.
For this, going to war?
Full-sized. Doesn't matter how heavy. It's your only weapon. It's defensive.
Okay.
They spent, what, $25 million coming up with the Mark 23, and that was their end result.
How far are you hiking with that 34-ounce pistol? The reason they ditched... Where'd that 92 go? It's off on the side. So the reason they ditched this, the military, is because why? It's too damn heavy.
No, it's too much to keep fixing.
I kind of have an issue with that, because I shot them in the military, and our M9s were extraordinarily durable. And I talked to our armorers, and I know what they've said about, like, this broke, the frame broke. The frame broke early in the 80s when they were using submachine gun ammo with it for an extended period of time. Yeah. I think the M9 was extraordinarily durable, primarily because its grip doesn't fit smaller shooters, smaller hands. It was not adaptable to different hand sizes and the weight and the size. That's why they went to the M17. But so you're kind of going back in time and saying that this would be a good go-to-war gun. Okay, I want to give you that, by the way.
I don't
Roll
even know
with it.
how much
Own
I mean it.
Embrace it.
I laughed that we were just
There's no way in hell I would do it.
The Mark 23 being a complete boondoggle that made a boat anchor out of it, and then our first thing
guys love it.
This would be good as a boat anchor, though.
Okay, let's add that
Hear
one.
me out.
Let's press on. Recreational?
Yeah.
Women's gun?
If it fits the hand.
I'm going to give you 3 options. No, hell no, or absolutely not. Which one? No, hell no, or absolutely not. Which one do you choose for women's gun POU?
Conditional no, unless she has gorilla
The grip is
hands.
too big. The grip is way too big. As far as shootability, we'll get to that and how it's shot. I don't think that's the issue. I just say it's a size. It's just a big gun. You want to shoot something small, comfortable, not intimidating. Says me. What do I know? Hunting? No. Collectible? No. It's a value piece. I think that covers it. I think the primary one is a second cool thing.
Yeah.
H&K replacement. Let's go on to features. Did I mention it has a great grip? The SARST10?
Yeah.
Does. It's the M9 grip. Says me. Says us. It's basically that grip, which is fantastic. Let's compare it against, briefly, the H&K USP. And a lot of people will say, hey, this is a USP. And I don't want this tabletop review, this GRV, to be, let's go back and forth between the USP and see all the differences, because I honestly don't care. But it seems, maybe, like TD will say, it seems very, very similar in looks. But in the mechanics and how the guns are put together, I think they're very different. Just look at the grips.
Keep in mind
So
that
here's a USP.
this is a compact, which does
True.
look quite different from the full size.
But the grip isn't different. I mean, it's more
Yeah,
abbreviated,
it's about
maybe.
the same.
You know, it has a shorter magazine. But look at that. Look at the swell coming out. That's all 92, bro. Yeah, I'll say no, not so much. Great grip, palm swells. I think the grip panels on the side of the SARST10 are good. Did you like them?
Yeah, they had good traction.
They do. They're not quite up to like Smith & Wesson Shield M2O levels, you know, that really nice laser stippling, but it's close. For a value pistol, I think they're pretty good. It does add some dimension. Notice how they're kind of dovetailed into the grip frame, which is kind of a nice thing, a la SIG 226. It kind of reminds me of it. Maybe not in this, exactly like this, but it kind of reminds me of how 226 works. Albeit, I think this 226 covers the metal backstrap. It envelops it, so it's not exposed like this one. You'll see some serrations on the back, some wear and tear from the desert testing, and on the front, right here, and it comes in a distant second against a genuine Beretta, at least as far as that goes. Did you notice that, by the way, when you were doing your grip testing there? Like when I just gave it to you, did you notice the difference between those front serrations?
Not really.
I bet if you studied it, you would have.
Yeah. I do. At one point, I did notice that it went in, but I couldn't remember how much that one.
But they're there, and it's a value pistol.
Yeah.
It's an aluminum framed pistol. Another difference from the USP.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a polymer. So again, it's just different. I love the trigger guard. I think it's decent.
Yeah.
Some slanting going on here, but look at that. We got horizontal serrations to give you some traction for your index finger, because as we know, all proper shooters use their offhand for support on like this. I'm just kidding. No one but us shoots that way. But we shoot well that way, so deal with it. Deal with it. Magazine release.
Got rid of the paddle.
Got rid of the paddle. That's an... Here I said I want to make it back and forth to USP. Just briefly. There you go. European magazine release. I don't mind these, by the way, at all. But this has a standard mag release here, and I think it is reversible too, right? On the SARS-10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it too, because it's funny how I dislike the USP's paddle release, because it's so short. It's really short and stubby, and when you're in a rush, you have to practice with it a lot. The
It's a
PPQs,
training...
the Walthers,
Yeah.
nice and long, awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You're right. He's talking about how short and abbreviated that magazine release is in a USP, and he's absolutely correct. Big training issue. The trigger. How'd you like that?
I didn't mind it. It wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't amazing.
I didn't pull it, so I don't have a weight for you, but it's okay. I think the single action pull is decent. Here's a reset. It's decent. The double action is long, and notice this, by the way, speaking of differences, well, from an M9, M92, is this is not a hammer drop, dudes. This is only a safety. So in some other pistols, you use this to drop the hammer. No, you're going to have to do it old school like so. And that's what you're going to do. And here comes a double action pull. I think it measures like 40 pounds. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it's not great. But that's only your first shot if you decide to carry it that way. So it does have some safeties in there. You could carry it hammer down, safety off, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Or you could carry it condition 1, cocked like that, and it's a pretty positive safety. So in that respect, it's kind of like a 1911.
Yeah.
which maybe you like. I don't see a lot of people wanting that these days because it kind of freaks them out. They're carrying a cocked and locked hammer back semi-auto pistol. Unless it's someone who's trained a lot with that style of gun, not super comfortable. I've said that in TMP all along. Love this. The slide stop.
I love that.
That is awesome. That is very similar to the USP. Look at that. Yeah. It's got a long slide stop lever. Excellent. I love that. The whole gun is coated in Krylon spray paint. Did you know that?
Perfect. About time they take some lessons
Look at the quality.
boys in the field.
I'm not sure what the coating is, but it's good, and we didn't really test to see if it wore off except to that part right there. Yeah, so it's probably nothing exotic. It's something cost effective.
It's pretty impressive for the price.
Enamel. Exactly.
We keep forgetting it's easy to sit here and look at these and go, it can be.
That's a really good point.
This is like twice as much.
Agree.
You can get this surplus for what, $100, $200 more than that? There's a lot to be said.
Point taken, and that's an excellent point. So we may be nitpicking things, but for the price you're paying for this, it's like amazing.
Which guys will sit there? Yeah, I get the turkey thing.
Oh gosh,
put that to the side.
Go down that road.
But the fact that this is available in the U.S. at this price point is doing good for people.
Right.
They should be able to go in. I don't want to live in a world where you have to scrounge up, $2,000 to buy a pistol.
Well said, bro. Well said. Undercut trigger guard right here, so you can get a high hold on a really kind of high bore axis pistol. That's a downside on the SARS-10. So. Has a really high bore axis. Give me that VP9 still kicking over there. And we'll just kind of compare it. So hold that, and this is a completely unscientific, idiotic comparison just because it's a gun we have. But hold that in your hand. Like, go ahead like you're shooting it and kind of show them. And the way we should do this is put the guns upside down and then film them from the front, but I'm not going to do that.
Then we have to reposition it.
Yeah, it's just not going to do it. It's a high bore axis. I mean, it seems high too. It's like, it's out there. That being said, we'll get to how it's shot, and it might have something to do with the weight. By the way, look for that review too. It's coming. Pick rail, we said that in the home defense POU. We liked it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a standard pick rail. It works great. We threw a weapon light on it briefly to see if it fit. No problems there. It seems like the dimensions are correct. Stainless steel barrel.
I like that barrel too. When I cracked it open, it was surprisingly clean.
2.3 millimeters in thickness. That's a new thing I'm doing. So the walls of the barrel are 2.3 mil thick, and that's pretty decent.
That's cool.
Yeah, not bad. The slide width overall is 1.07, and the overall width at the slide release I think is like, actually maybe not at slide release, 1 inch. So I didn't measure it at the controls. I probably should have. I want to mention something about the weight. So I did mention 33.6 ounces, right? And we had this discussion off camera. This gun is the same frame for all the calibers, 9mm, 40, and 45. Now here's a pet peeve I have. I like size efficiency, and I do not bow down to the H&K altar. I never have, never will. So I don't give a crap about any of that. This gun is way, way big and way, way too heavy for a 9mm. And it's because you're using the same frame for all calibers, and you say...
The USP full size does the same thing.
Right, and that's probably where they got it. So, there's a part of me that irritates the heck out of me, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
It irritates me because it's the same thing I said about this gun. So I'm basically regurgitating the same thing I just said. It's like, I love this gun, but it's too damn big for a 9. This is like a 10 millimeter size to me.
Yeah.
I've always said that, and here we have it in the SARS-10. Okay, so just park that and remember it. I'm not going to back off from that. I truly believe it. The front sight blade is fine. Let's look at the sights right here. So 3-dot variety. A couple criticisms here. Again, it's a value pistol. We don't expect perfection, like TD said. They remind me of like 22 sights. Don't they to you?
Yeah, I had a weird time. Every time I presented, I noticed the sight would always be hiding behind the left post.
Oh, really?
There's something about this that seemed just a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, you want tiny.
You want to be able to see them, but the size...
Seem like Walther 22 tiny.
Yeah.
And then this one is not held in place by the dovetail. It's actually a little bit wiggly. And there's a detent in there that holds the front sight on. And I don't think there's anything that will fit in those to replace them.
It's a weird choice.
We'll look and see how they're regulated a little bit and how it's shot. But just note it. They're glow in the dark, by the way. It's kind of cool. It's cool. Something. Yeah. It's added value for a value pistol. No problems with that. Let's look at this side right here. Big old external extractor. Easy takedown. We're not going to waste time on the video doing that because no one cares unless they own the pistol. And that's features, pretty much. Down and dirty. Oh, magwell, look. No funneling to speak of there.
Dude, it's
and a magazine.
It's made pretty well.
Right here. It is.
It feels like there's no for as big as this slide is.
Right.
When I first saw it, I was expecting some wiggle
Right.
and some clap, and it really doesn't have it.
This seems kind of like a Pro Mag to me in quality level, but the magazines, albeit very hard to load. Remember, we had to use the Maglula. This is a bitch to load. All the magazines suck. So have your loading tool. We use a Maglula all the time, so highly recommended. And other than that, they're fine, but there's no polymer bumper pad. It's basic.
Yeah.
But with a grip this big, I don't know if you want like more extension coming out.
Well, it's not like you're going to be doing jet mags for the competition box. Yeah, I put
Maybe.
in a specialized funnel, so now I have to use the extra $40 base extension plates.
Maybe. Now, you may remember we did review the Sarsilmaz ST10. That was with Doodle. That one was a lot lighter. It was about 29 ounces striker fired.
Yeah.
And we gave that a pretty good review, as I remember.
It shot well. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I didn't love it
this,
either.
Even more than that.
I didn't end up buying it.
Yeah.
Not even as a cast member, but it's a good pistol. And go to that video if you want the whole, Turkish quality discussion. We don't need to regurgitate it here.
Honestly, you're going to see more from this company from the looks of it. It seems like they have a couple more models. They're finally just doing away
if
with
the importation laws stay the same.
Yeah.
And we don't know what politics hold, but there's a lot of individuals that would love to shut that channel down.
Oh yeah.
From all foreign countries. On to how it shot. First, the bad. So this was a participant in my VTO operation. Sean, the TMPer, helped me out. Thank you, Sean. And we started shooting the SARST10, and I'll be, again, totally level with you guys. We hated it.
I like
5 rounds, hit it! Suck less! I don't even see where that's hitting, bro.
I don't either. It must be high. Yeah.
High left. Stand by. Let's get you closer.
Yeah.
Decock. Safety on's fine.
Doesn't have a decock.
Okay. Hit it. There you go. Safety on. Dismount. Hit. 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 Reload, reload, reload.
Nice shot. Nice. There it is. You're on it. All right, here we go. Moving. Oh, you got a jam. Oh, there we go.
One more.
There it is. All right, here we go.
It needs lube, dude. This is like chunking big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Out the front window.
Failed to strip. It's a single shot.
That's right.
Still love it?
This is Civil War style. There
Do
you
you
go.
still love it?
Yeah. I'm warming down a little. All right, here we go.
Look.
Bail out.
Now it dived.
Jeez. There we go.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Bail out. All right, off the pillar.
This is like horrible. This is discontinued.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. Having some trouble today.
Let me see if we have some lube.
Yeah. You know, it's probably the wind.
It's a curse of the desert. Let me go. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to the P10.
Cool. All right. Oh.
It jammed repeatedly. It was a complete fail. We did have a storm rolling in. We were shooting it out of the Wolverine, and when we really needed it, granted it was out of box, we didn't really do anything with it prior, it wasn't doing good. So we had to stop said vehicle tactical operation. We had to take the gun apart, and the lube I had handy was WD-40, and I sprayed the heck out of it, and after that, guess what?
Worked perfect.
Worked perfect. So the interesting thing to take away from this is a gun that may need some break-in, and I would definitely keep it lubed. And after that, no stoppages. With a variety of loads to include JHP, FMJ, probably after that was done, we shot 400 rounds. So I just want to lay that out there. Initially, jams, and then it shot well.
So maybe they need to throw some more lube on it before they toss it on the boat.
Imagine that. Imagine that. But it is a cheap gun.
I know.
You know. Okay, shooting dynamics, what did you think when you shot this gun?
Aside from the sight, if the sights were a little bigger, I would have liked it a lot more.
Okay.
Because I feel like for the size and for the length, they feel out of scale.
Yeah.
It's like they got them from like a
P22-ish.
like size-wise,
Those
they're not a
sights-
far cry from a little.
That, by the way, is an LCP in 22, not 380. And yes, they do seem 22-ish. We talked about, those are good sights on
Freaking
that.
A, these
the
are bigger
VP9
than
still
that.
kicking.
This thing's
I like the sights on that.
mini-sized and it's got better sights.
True, true. Value pistol, though, I'm going to throw that
Yeah.
back to you. You said it. Shooting dynamics for me is initially, I felt it was very kerchunky. So it's not like a really smooth slide dynamic. You'd shoot it and you feel the cycling.
Yeah.
Kerchunk, which I detest.
It's because it doesn't have the patented hydraulic buffer system. As designed in the Mark 23, so it can take 25,000 rounds of plus P45.
Right.
With the green O-ring. Have you even
Right.
seen the green O-ring?
Right. By the way, it has a single captured recoil spring.
Yeah. See, nothing
Interesting.
else.
I think it's because the slide has decent mass.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about, it's a big, heavy gun. Now, as it went on, and as I think it smoothed out, I didn't really notice the kerchunk aspect, is my point. And I enjoyed shooting it more. I thought hits came easier. I thought the trigger was manageable. I thought the sights I could work around. Like you said, I don't love them. I'll still stick with that. I don't. But it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't fall in love with it and go, oh my gosh, this is amazing, like I do with this gun.
Yeah.
It ain't that. When I shoot a 92, it's like, oh, I'm in love. When Jardine shoots it, in love. When Sean shoots it, in love. All the TMP cast members, my son shoot it, they love the 92. Who doesn't? Yeah, it's not that. It's not quite that. Let's look at accuracy. Now, we did have more paper. It got lost. So you'll see it in video. So we did some indoor range shooting with it.
Yeah,
We did desert shooting with it. And I think I lost footage with it, by the way. It was that SD card that didn't import correctly. So I only had like
Sweet.
10 seconds of each outing. I lost a buttload of footage. So this is out in the desert. That's operational. 9 yards scanning. This was with Sean. Look at that group he got.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Dude.
There you go. Kerchunk aspect. 100% after WD-40. There's my group. Not as good as Sean's. That was a really good group he shot. That's a wiggle mark there. That's a decent group. Really not much difference between the two, but whatever. Oh, there's mine, dude. That's awesome. With a SARST10.
Yeah.
FMJ and JHP were shot. That one sucks. I don't know who shot it. Let's say Sean shot that one. There's mine right there. Nice. Nice. So the accuracy is there. You're seeing it shoots left. So, you know, can you... I didn't really try adjust that sight. Maybe. I'm talking about
here.
drift it. But yeah, sometimes you can't. And
Isn't it? Is
creates
that
a
an Allen
problem.
screw?
I didn't really investigate.
Like
I
that was
honestly
an
don't
Allen
know.
that you could.
Everything pretty much shoots left for me, though. I've said that a bazillion times. Reliable. Accuracy, I will classify very good, up to very good. Reliability, we've discussed. Competitive options. Not locking open. Now it gets really interesting.
It's a very interesting market at this price point because you're not just up against new production stuff. You're against used of more expensive guns.
Amen. And we could add another 30 minutes to the video if we wanted to. Let's just mention a couple. And I don't have them on tabletop because we don't have enough damn room here. It's just like cluttered. First up, the Smith & Wesson SD10. especially if you put an Apex trigger in it.
Yeah.
Damn, that is a great pistol. I've seen used ones for like $175. That is a value pistol extraordinaire, right? How about we reviewed the Ruger P95, like a used P95 or P89?
The P95
a used one,
very cheap.
Dude, I think those are hard to find now, especially with the COVID stuff. Good option. The Taurus G3, that is a great gun.
Yeah.
And I'll say I much prefer Taurus. If I'm talking first cool stuff, all these other guns for me would come in first place over this gun. Remember, this is 34 ounces. The SARS ST10, we talked about that.
And they have some other models of it too.
Right.
You can tell that they looked at the success Canik had with the TP9.
Right.
And dude, some of the new Caniks are freaking sweet. You see the threaded barrel, they have like 20 round mags.
And that's another competitive option. The Canik 9, TP9.
Yeah.
The one thing about Caniks, though, is they've been going up in price.
Yeah.
So the word's out, they keep raising their price. So they're kind of out of the realm of value.
Yeah.
Pistols, depending on which one you get. Here's our original Canik 55 in Desert Tan, dude, with the top mounted decocker, which we love. We're never getting rid of this gun.
What is the top mounted decocker for?
It serves no purpose. No purpose. They just decided in this first version to put it in there for some dumb reason.
It's a joke that I was never let in on.
And I just ignore it.
I'm the new
I
guy.
said that in the tail. You said it.
Yeah.
Because you tested this gun and you're like, just ignore it. I don't need. I pretend
it doesn't exist.
Yeah. It never decocks on its own.
I've never felt the need to push that area on any.
Oh, by the way, right. These are aftermarket sights I put on here. So these are for a Walther.
There you go. There's some
P99
chunky sights. That's how it should be.
There you go, dude. Those are tritium sights. Those are legit. So our point in saying this is not to reminisce about old times and how much we love the original Canik, but the TP9 series is a great value pistol, also made in Turkey, comes in a bunch of different flavors. Gunny's was selling them for like $300.
Yeah. And
like a basic TP9, because I know Sean bought one.
Yeah.
He showed it to me. We went on the Wolverine. He's like, dude, check this out. And he got it for like $300, and it came with a holster and stuff.
Yeah, it's got like Kydex. It's got a mag carrier, a nice case, like a Pelican style case. Dude, and I love that Canik saw that and they went, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
Oh, you want this? You want more of it? And they answered within what, 3 years or something? Of the market discovering them?
Handgun Haven will have the Canik pistols, so will our friends at Gunny's. You have to go check it out. How about, we'll end with this, otherwise we'll be here for another hour. The EAA Witness Polymer.
A very good one.
Which one would you prefer between these two pistols?
Witness.
Amen.
Witness. I love how the Witness shoots, and it still surprises me.
Right. So, I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to get real here. Every competitive option I just mentioned, for me, tell me if you differ, TD, and I'm A-okay if you do, I would way buy over the SAR Arms SARST10.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is a bad pistol. I'm saying for me, 34 ounces with a gun this freaking massive, chambered in 9mm, no thank you. If this was in 45, I'd be going, maybe. In 10 mil at this weight, I'd be going, okay, now we're talking. Like the grip was the same size, but it would be longer to accommodate a 10 mil. But let's just pretend. Then I'd be more excited about it.
That would be cool.
It's too damn heavy for me.
A cheap 10 mil would be interesting.
Right. Yeah, SARS, are you listening? Yeah, this in 10 millimeter, same price, reliable, accurate. Yeah, there you go. That's our review. I think it's a decent gun for the money. Yeah. It is recommended. With the stipulations we said. How about you?
People don't understand when they see this. They really think it's a huge schism when you go, yeah, I would go with something else, not realizing that it's super competitive.
Yeah,
most
like
are.
You said, it's super competitive.
It's grade of A, B minus. A.
Yeah. On camera, I'd give this 3 stars.
Yeah.
3 stars, which is pretty darn good. Remember the price, and it has a lot of great features. We're done. Okay, so you said you'd like that gun, right?
I do.
You like it, huh?
I like it. It settles down nice. It's a little heavy, but it holds nicely in hand. And yeah, the weight helps settle it down. The sights are very precise. I really
so
do
you don't
like
have all that slop with the VP9,
right?
And that's just the other gun we're shooting. That's the only reason I'm mentioning that.
Yeah, that was the one we shot earlier today, but. The contrast between the two is stark. These sights are much more precise. I was hitting a little bit high from further out, but you know, once we got inside of this kind of 25, 30 yard range, it was right on.
And to be fair, those are hard shots with a pistol. You're like 80 yards out.
Right.
For us, because since we suck, they're very challenging.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I can't.
Hey, what's up?
So, no, it was great. No, it feels great in hand. I like the grip. The stippling was great. And even this little lip on the bottom, it just holds really nicely. The ergonomics on it are very nice. And yeah, the long slide, the sight radius is nice on it. I like it. Shot great.
It's a SAR Arms, turn it around, SARST10 in 9mm. It's I think it's a value pistol. It's from Handgun Haven. I checked it out for loan and test.
All right.
I've had some requests to get it, and here we are testing the heck out of it.
Yeah, and granted we haven't put a lot of rounds through it yet, but it was reliable.
Yeah.
When I did pop in the second magazine, it didn't ride home on its own. I gave it a little bump to get that
really?
round set. But
that's not great.
That was
so it didn't go into battery on its own.
No. Cool.
Okay, one more run for this round of Pinnacle. Look at the view right here, dudes. No green screen. This is legit. This is what we're looking at right here. So it's sunny over there, and we're getting storms about 80 miles away from the range. The Wasatch Mountain Range.
Yeah, love it.
It just sucks out here. It's really bad.
Horrible. Don't come out here.